Do you sometimes get so steamed up with somebody because they did something or they said something to you that really triggered a big button in you, and that makes you feel so angry because you're thinking they are very insensitive and they are no way compassionate, and they just think about themselves and completely ignored you, basically, and you and your feelings. And now you are going around telling the story about that person, how they should be different and how they shouldn't have done what they did, and you blame them for your upset. Do you know that one? Well, this is a very typical human experience, and I want to help you in this video to actually understand what's going on there. Because when you know more consciously what's actually playing here, and it is all a big game actually, then you can take yourself less seriously, less important, and take yourself more out of the picture and see what's actually happening. So we have got principles in life that we are actually living by, and we are maybe not aware of them. But for instance, we are always thinking, right? We're always having stuff going on in our minds, which is usually coming from the past. It's memories, it's scenarios, it's beliefs, events from childhood, it's thoughts that we have, assumptions, judgments, lots and lots of stuff. And those keep on coming up, and maybe more gets added to that. And the more we tell the same stories again and again, the more stuff gets added to those stories, the more the mind will grow. So there's all these different thoughts and beliefs that together create our mind. You can see it, the mind is like a form, it's like a bubble, it's like an entity where our reality lives in. And we could use actually the metaphor of the projector in the film theater and the screen, and then us observing it all as an example. So the screen is actually the mind, your reality that you are creating with your thoughts. And those thoughts are coming out of the projector. So they're created by our brain, by our memories, by what we hear, what other people tell us, our conditioning, and our subconscious mind. And the mind is like a playing field, like a field of thousands and millions of thoughts and beliefs, and they get projected out from this projector. Right? It's like, say, it's our brain, it's our conscious mind that keeps on sending those things out, because these thoughts are already in our unconscious mind, in our field, in our memory. And so they keep on playing, it's like an ongoing reel of film. And the projector is sending them out onto our screen that we then see all around us in our world as our reality. That's how we create our reality. Nobody else can create our reality. So everything that you have experienced there, this person that you got upset with and who behaved in such an amazingly insensitive way, is something that you've created because you are having a belief in yourself that says maybe something along the line that I'm not important, nobody loves me, nobody ever listens to me, I don't matter. And that person has just triggered that pain. So if you didn't have that belief from childhood, you would never meet that person with that behavior, because it wouldn't be a match. You can only meet a person with that behavior if you have a seed of that thought, if you have that same energy in your unconscious mind and in your field. And that's how your reality is created. So fighting against this person, making them wrong, blaming them, telling stories about them, only perpetuates that reality that you don't want. So become aware that this scenario that you just had that really caused you so much upset was created from thoughts. They are only thoughts, and they are not real. They are not here right now. They're from the past. So we are basically still churning over again and again the old past experiences. if you're not aware of what's happening. So if you could now look at it differently, and you really step back and you see your mind, your reality is the screen, your thoughts, your beliefs, assumptions, and so on are the projector, and the consciousness, your consciousness that always evolves through these experiences is all around it. It's the whole everything, it's all of it. Consciousness is all of whatever is, you know, all of us, you and me, we are really we're all in it, and we are creating this consciousness together, but we also have our own individual consciousness that we can develop by becoming more conscious, more aware of what's actually going on. What is life? What is this game of life? And how can I become more conscious and detached from the reality that I am experiencing? Because that's the skill. So instead of identifying with your emotion, with your thought, with a painful belief that comes from the past, you could identify with a consciousness that is experiencing all of that. That is looking at the story, and that is waking up and realizing, oh my God, this is just a story from the past. I don't need to attach to that. I don't need to make this important or bad or whatever. I just need to be present to it. I just need to allow it to be there, observe it, and then move on. So the minute I stop perpetuating it and fighting against it and making it wrong and giving it lots of emotional energy and therefore charge, recreating it, the moment I just stay still, heart-centered, and just be the observer, this scenario and this inner pain dies down. You are choosing now to no longer churn up the water and make it very murky with your anger. And again, you could say the water is the consciousness that naturally is always clear, and all the murky bits are your thoughts and beliefs and projections and assumptions and judgments and so on. And by this trigger that happened in you, you have churned up the water, and it's very murky and tumultuous, you know, and not very nice. It's unattractive and unpleasant, right? And what happens if you just let this whole shaken up bowl of murky water now be, and you just go away and let it settle? Then the whole murky stuff goes down again, doesn't it? It all sinks down, and the water, your consciousness, becomes clear again. And in that moment, you can then see at it all, you know, look at it with different eyes, with clear eyes, from a complete different perspective, from a different perception. And then you're not reacting anymore, and you're not attached to it anymore. So this is really the first thing you need to do, is to remove yourself from that emotion and look at it from a higher perspective. Let it settle down, and if you need to sleep overnight, and then really, you know, pull yourself out of that story and look at it from a higher picture, because you're not just that little self who has these tumultuous emotions. You are the consciousness of all of that. So you also have your higher self who can look at it from a much higher perspective. So can you see how you can help yourself out of that dilemma? When you understand that you are thought, that you have thoughts, but you're not the thoughts, but they keep on happening, but they are not they're not you. They are thoughts created by your consciousness because of all your unconscious beliefs, of all your experiences, your memories, your conditionings, and the people in your field. And they are not you, because the only real thing that you are is your pure consciousness. You are the clear water. You are the emptiness and the infinity and the field of all possibilities, all in one. And when you just attach to this one thought, this one belief, then you get hooked in there, you get stuck in there, and you recreate suffering. So suffering is not necessary when you are realizing that you are not that thought, and the thought is just projection onto the screen of reality that you are now the observer of. You can watch it. You've got the amazing experience of watching it, and you can decide to just get out of the story. No longer be that player in the game, the one who feels like a victim and who feels not loved and so on. And instead you can remember, oh, but I'm the whole thing. You know, that's just a tiny bit of me. I'm much more than that. And, you know, I'm also magnificent. I'm also radiant. I'm also very beautiful. I'm also very intelligent and talented, and I've got amazing skills to offer to the world. And then you see the bigger picture again. So remember the true being that you are, the consciousness. Remember that you're projecting your reality, you're creating your reality, and the more aware you are of the thoughts and beliefs and so on, what's going on in you, the more conscious you can create your reality, and the more easier it will be for you to create actually harmony and peace and love. Okay, I hope this helped you to become more aware of the principle of the human experience. And we are all in this together, you know. We all have the mind, the ego mind and the higher mind even. But the ego mind is the one that is making everything so important, you know. It's blowing up a lot, and it's making everything worse than it is. And it's always playing like the drama queen. And you know, when that happens, that's the little me that is making everything too important, too serious, too bad, and everything, and all of that. Come back to understanding your infinite self, who is really peace and love and stillness. And this ego self is far from that, right? So settle everything down, let it settle by itself, or remove yourself, and you will see that you can become aware of your true self again, you know, the vast infinite consciousness that you are. If you like this, if this helped you, please give me a like so more people can see it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to empower yourself more and really live your life more from love instead of all the old fear and you know, unresolved unconscious beliefs and so on. Then yeah, please subscribe, and I can't wait to help you further. Bye for now.